know. The church can give you something. The church can.
If you're in a mega church and your pastor, your first lady is like living the life, you know.
The pastor cannot be.
What's up, party people? Hey, it's another episode of the Unscripted Conversations.
Yeah.
I'm Judith.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Akrofi.
Yeah,
Hey.
so today we're going to be shaking some tables. We're going to be shaking some tables, okay? So, we're talking about the church and the church workers. Wait, before we start, do you guys wait? I'm an usher in my church. If you come to my church, yeah, I'll get you a nice place to sit, okay? So come to my church. What do you do in church?
I'm part of the choir. I'm part of the media. I am the assistant secretary. Yeah.
Portfolio Nisso. What about you, Harold?
I don't have. I go where I'm needed. So I'm a floater. Yeah.
Okay, good. So what we're thinking about is, do you think church workers need to be paid? Like as ushers, as singers, as cleaners, as whatever. Do you think church workers need to be paid at all? Ladies.
So I think that the short answer is yes. What I think, but I also think that like it depends on like a need basis. Like for instance, there are people who working in the church is like their only means of like income, and the only way they can make money. And I think in that case, you shouldn't say that because it's the work of God and it shouldn't be paid. Because in that case, and I think that pastors should also not be paid, right?
But pastors go to like pastoral school.
So because they go to school, they
the thing is, pastors go to all these like seminaries or whatever. They study for years to become apostles.
So the work of God. So okay. Then let me also ask you: if it is school near the car, then why is it that immediately somebody completes university, they don't start being paid just for the reason that they went to school?
No, it's not about. Okay, so this is what so the thing is, the role of the pastor is different from the role of the church workers.
I agree.
You know, so that's what I think. I feel like the pastor is like the head.
Sure.
And the pastor, technically,
but the pastor cannot be the usher at the same time be the instrumentalist, at the same time be a musician, at the same time be all those things, right? So it needs to be a joint effort for it to work. And I feel like, so my way of thinking is, it's not everybody who works in the church who wants to be paid, right? That's
I don't want to be
if
paid.
You don't want to be paid. I mean,
I just want God to surprise me with $100,000.
But I think that if you work in a church and that is like the only thing you do, I feel like definitely you should be getting something from it. I don't think people should just say that so that's it.
No, but I don't. Okay, so if it's the only thing you do, like we all know that we go to church on Sundays.
Yeah.
So if working in the church is the only thing you do, let's say if you're a singer and that's the only thing you do, from Monday to Saturday, what are you doing? Like, are you going on rehearsals?
Let's look at the situation where, for example, singers, right? So there are certain singers, and let's even come to like, let's say gospel singers, and then they go like, let's say on Sunday they can go to like 3-4 different churches and minister over there, right? Or they can like maybe midweek service, normal bar, or like special programs which could be on weekdays. Then they are invited to come. Or even the cleaners. There are churches which are open all throughout the week. People can come in anytime and come and pray. And then these cleaners make sure the place is always organized and clean. And I think that somebody like that should get money from what they are doing.
Well,
Can
they organize your thoughts?
Anyway, I don't think church workers should be paid.
Why?
Okay. All right. So, as you all rightly said, there are people who so when we say church workers, it ranges from the pastor, the accountant, the usher, the instrumentalist, the cleaner, the Sunday school madam, the youth leader,
Usher. I'm the usher. Yeah, I'm an usher. Okay.
Yes. So the whole range, like kinds of people who work in the church. Okay. So let's say the accountant. It's possible that some churches, they have offices there that you have to report Monday to Friday. Those people, you should be paid.
Okay.
But if you are, say, a keyboardist, you are a drummer, you are a Sunday school madam, and then it's just the Sunday that you come to function in the church. I don't think, yes, they can give you something, maybe once a while, they can give you, oh, Sister Judith, take this one for all that you've been doing to help the body of Christ, like everything you've been doing, just take this. But for them to put you on a payroll and like you come and say that, oh, that is all that I do. That means Monday to Friday, you are in the house doing nothing. Sunday, you come to church, and at the end of the month, you want them to send you your salary. I mean, if let's say, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. I don't think. But then, if you are a full-time church worker, like the pastor maybe you don't do any other thing else apart from preparing sermons and then coming to teach counseling every day. Like Monday, you have to go to the office. People walk in. You are doing trainings. You are doing this. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
But then, if it's just something you do on a Sunday, like you have you go to your personal work Monday to Friday, and then just the Sunday or let's say midweek services after church, after work, you go to church, say 6 p.m., 7 p.m. for midweek service. You go and help out with the setting, like arranging the place. I don't know. The church can give you something. The church can. I'm not saying that no, they should be given something, but then to put you on a payroll, say you don't do anything. Really.
Have you done a part-time job before? Have you worked part-time at any job before?
Yes.
So you were paid according to the hours you worked, right?
I mean, back in Ghana, I don't think we're doing hours.
Well, sure, but you were paid according to maybe how many days or
technically that's how. Yeah.
Why can the same system not be implemented in the church for those in need? Why are you saying that just because somebody is a full-time worker in the church, they come Monday to Friday, they need to be paid, and then those who come for a certain number of hours, maybe just on Sunday for like 5 or 4 hours, don't have to be paid? Why can't those who show up for like 4 or 3 hours also be paid according to the number of hours that they show up?
I mean, if it's the church's standard, there are some churches, they actually have that system there that if you are, no matter the capacity you occupy in the church, they are going to pay you. That is fine. But if your church doesn't have that, if the church doesn't have that thing in place, like, I mean, we need people, you have the gift, you have the talent, and then you want to make use of it in the house of God. I don't think you should go and just the pastor say, or the church leader say, please pay me now.
Hey, go and just. This is actually not true.
Go and hold the pastor that give me my salary and that's it. That is what I mean. That's what I'm saying, that it's not that they should do it for free, because I think there's a part in the Bible that talks about that's what you like, and that's what you're going to feed on. So they should be supported in a way. I mean, if there are any other benefits the church can give to workers, that is fine. But my own is, because there are situations where, especially instrumentalists, or let's say the choir and as a technical fund, they tend to demand it by force. And if you don't give it to me, then this Sunday I'm not coming to church to play. I'll go and play in another church where after church the pastor is going to give me say 300 Ghana cedis or 500 Ghana cedis. That is what my problem is. I mean, I'm not saying don't give them any support to anything, because it's not an easy thing to also practice, making sure that you are developing yourself constantly. Because as a keyboardist, as a drummer, as an usher, and as a Sunday school teacher, they cannot say that the way I was 5 years ago now
is the same.
That's the same standard.
Yeah.
You have to develop yourself, and you developing yourself, and it's also helping the body of Christ grow. You are supporting the church. Okay, so definitely there should be some level of support, but then for you to wholeheartedly with fervor demand it, say, if you do not give it to me, I am not going to do what I'm supposed to do.
I think that's when
I would say that they shouldn't be paid.
I think the church, I feel that the churches should come from a position of that is the norm, that all people who work in the church are to be paid. But then it depends on the strength of the church. So if it is a church who cannot afford to do it, you tell your people, yes, it would be nice to pay you guys, but we can't afford to do it. So this is the situation they explain to you. I strongly believe that there are so many people who will willingly and lovingly do things for the church of God and will not ask for any money. But I also, on that same note, do believe that the default should be that all churches should pay people who work in the church. And then when you come and work in the church and you are like, oh, for me, I believe that my reward is in heaven. I don't want your money. I work in I already have my job that I'm doing. I don't want your money. then that is like added blessing unto you. But I don't think we should come rather from the position of this is God's work, so do it for free. Yeah.
And again, so I think, like you said, depending on the strength of the church, like if you are a member of a church, you know if your church would be in a position to pay you or not pay you. If you are in these mega churches where the pastors have their private jets and everything, 100%, if I'm doing anything, I would also expect some form of remuneration. But if it's like a new church, you're still building the church, trying to gain grounds, then if you try to do anything, I think you shouldn't expect anything in return. So I think now I feel like if you're in a mega church, and your pastor, your first lady is like living the life, not to say they shouldn't, they should live the life, but that means that they're in a position they should. I think they should live the life. I think Christians, okay, I don't want to get all religious right now, but I think they should live the life, same as we should all live the life. But if they are in a position to actually pay you, then absolutely they should pay you. If not, then you should just be like me. Do it for Christ, and your $100,000 or $1 million is sure, okay?
Yeah, well, I think So me again, if you're going to forcefully demand for that, that doesn't sit well with me.
Then you shouldn't do it.
They give it to you. Again, as let's say your church is just a growing church, and you are so equipped, you are so talented to say function in this way for the church, and you're like, well, I'm not going to get any money out of it. I mean, I don't know, but that's just me. So not to say they shouldn't be paid. Me, sincerely, from the sincerest part of my heart, I would say that if you are functioning in the church and if it's not your full-time job, you shouldn't be paid. But if it's your full-time job, say if let's say you're a technical person, Monday you have to go, make sure you are posting church's content, you're editing, you're doing this. It's just a 9 to 5 for you. Then definitely you should be paid for it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have money to feed and then your life isn't going well, it's even going to affect your work in the church. So if it's not your 9 to 5, then and you are getting paid somewhere else, then yes, we can look forward to some sort of once a while be some gift to be a debema, once in a while be some alert to be, oh, this is just to help you, support you one way or the other. One day be give you, oh, this is for your transportation as a baby. I mean, there are other ways. I mean, even if it's not like an actual salary, they can decide that, well, we are going to give you instrumentalists this money in the name of transportation for every Sunday as a baby. But then if it's not your 9 to 5, then I don't think you should. The church owes you like a monthly salary. I mean, they can give you some stipends or I don't know, but yes, something that you have to by force again just them give me this money. Otherwise, if that's going to be a reason that if I'm not giving this money, I'm not doing it,
then you shouldn't.
You don't even deserve it.
All right. So let us know if you're a church worker, if you know any church workers. Let us know, are they getting paid or are they doing it out of the goodness of their hearts? We'd love to know. Until we come your way again next time, make sure you don't joke your pastor, okay? Take it easy, okay? All right, guys. I'm Judith.
I'm Michelle. I'm a
Kofi.
Bye, guys.